amongst us, for me, has been something that is huge. You know, the ideas that have come out today and that we'll be seeing here is something that for me, even if I stop this project here is already a success, right? So I just wanted to give a report to the US government, you know, our partners who have been very keen is that these young people have been very passionate about change. And I think in my experience with them, the whole thing that they needed was that spark that will be able to help them that, you know what, you got this potential that you can use to change your society. And this program for me was the key goal of bringing that spark that you can be able to become the agent of change that transforms your generation and also brings the problems that our globe is facing. And you know, as the partners who are here, it is my hope that we can see these young people as opportunities for being supported in terms of mentorship, moving on the teams that are going to be forming here. We just need to find how we infuse into supporting them through mentorship and through networks and through many ways, in any way that they could be, just to make their ideas get into fruition. We have had very good relationship with the Heart Prize. The Heart Prize in JQuad, we were able to start up through the KUGLi group. They started up institutionalized KUGLi through the Heart Prize, and they joined the Heart Prize. We were introducing it here into KUGLi University, and it is my hope that the presence of the regional manager here of KUGLi University and even the other universities, so that you could see that there are other competitive areas that of entrepreneurship where you can present your ideas and people see value for them. The last thing I want to say, which is very important, that this project attracted close to about 131 students from the various universities that have been mentioned here, from JKUAT to Rongo to Great Lakes University of Kisumu to Babi University and to Syracuse University. Professor Bruce was able to open his class to our students. Now, I want to bring in something which would be very important. You know, one thing that I always say is that opportunities come to those who are prepared. And this is something that the teams need to listen to. Nobody is having resources or opportunities somewhere waiting for you. You've got to be prepared for an opportunity, even if you do not know where it is coming from. And I think this is something that most of our students have been struggling with, because you want to know an end. That's not your business. Be prepared for an end that you do not know. Because in many occasions, you will find that it is easier to trace your step backwards than to trace it forward. So yours is to put effort into everything that you are doing with faith and in the hope that something will come out of it. And I say this with a lot of passion because I saw some of the opportunities that we were offering you guys, and some of you maybe, the others who may not have come here. We were offering opportunities to, and some of the students were not seeing value in them. You know what? Because you could not see what is coming, but you do not know. So I inspire you and I encourage you. Do not focus on seeing the end. Focus on making the end to see you, even if you don't see that end. So that's what I want to leave you with, and it is my hope that this training and this program may have left a seed in each one of you that will one day speak volumes to my touch of life with you and the US government's touch with you and the partners touch with you. And it is my desire that many other people years down the line will be able to benefit from that seed that we have put into you. Those few remarks, it is my great honor to invite Professor Aguya to make his remarks on behalf of the
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we are in the KUGLi Summit, and I got it right. This is the first KUGLi Summit in Kenya. We are blessed, and on behalf of Kibabi University, I want to say everyone is welcome here to Kibabi University. Kibabi University is a young university, but of equal mindset that warrants causing impact in the society. And I want to say that Kibabi University was established in 2012 as a university college, and eventually got a charter in 2015. So we have been able to drive matters education, matters we have been able to drive matters education, matters research, matters innovation, to the extent that now we are here with a party under the partnership with the USA embassy, through the embassy, which is coordinating this particular KUGLi Summit, and the various partners, the University of Syracuse. We are very happy, the Hart Prize and all the other partners that are here. Now, as a university, like I've said, we have 3 mandates. 1 is teaching, 2 is research, and 3 is outreach. And now, innovation. We are in KUGLi Summit. Innovation aligns with the research. And if we are saying we want to build a mindset for tomorrow, the future leaders where we were with the High Excellency, the governor, this morning, and I was just reminding us that the future leaders, the Gen Zs, are reminding us that they want that tomorrow now. But that tomorrow can be now, it can be in the future. And tomorrow is also part of the future. Today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday. So it can be as soon as actually 12 hours or 24 hours from today. But it can be as late as 1 million hours, 1 million days, 1 million months in the future. But remember, human being also has a lifespan, which an average of 70 years that you live. So you want to make your most impact when you are still youthful. And Kibabi University concentrates in nurturing the youth towards changing the world, towards causing impact in the society. And as we are here, a conglomeration of the 5 universities, we are happy to say that we are in the right track. And as Kibabi University, as we host you, we keep challenging you that ensure that you have a transformative mindset. Dr. Sauke has mentioned there is no way you will get money staying somewhere waiting for you, but you can prepare yourself along the path, along the tunnel. When there is rainfall, it falls on the ground, and on the ground there is what is called runoff. The excess water which cannot sit, which cannot get to the ground, starts running on the ground surface. But on the ground surface, when it gets alleys branching, with the points of collection, and then it will get to that alley, and that collection point will get the water, and whoever wants to use that water now can use it. What I'm trying to say is there are a couple of avenues for opportunities that are available, but prepare yourself to tap those opportunities. Prepare yourself ready that when an opportunity strikes in front of you, you can be able to grab it. Of course, one aspect is that you are already going to school and you're learning. That is one aspect, but you need to position yourself strategically to tap on the available resources. I keep telling faculty and students that we use the university as an address. We use the university as an address. In one meeting that I was with the chief officer, that was yesterday, but one in Hotel Generic about trade, energy and industrialization and an organization for innovative trade fair. In that meeting that we were in, we actually shared that the idea is to transform the mindset of the people so that you can be able to work there in the society, tap on the opportunities are there. Some of the opportunities outside there is to identify the problems, and with your skills that you shall have learned in the university, then you should be able to prepare to develop a solution to that particular problem. And when you develop a solution to that problem, now that which you are calling the scarce resource money will look for you. Because when you have a powerful tool, a powerful solution to a problem that the people have, people will be ready to spend to the last coin that they have. And that coin, that money will be coming to you. So that's why we are here, to just show you that there are a couple of opportunities before us. Now, with the ties through the embassy and the US government, we have just been told that there are over 4,000 universities in the US that are eager to partner with us to nurture our talents, to nurture our thinking, to learn from us, and also help us gain from the insights on the other end. And if we take advantage of the same, then we shall be able to actually leverage on such opportunities and then be able to make impact to the society. The final end is to create an impact to the issues affecting mankind, issues affecting the habitat, both terrestrial habitats and aquatic habitat, as well as probably those that are in the air. So when we talk about all these, our intention is to let you be nurtured towards that mindset. The governor, she's not here, the deputy governor just mentioned that the culture around the people here is, you call, the people out here call it Behu or what? Behu. Yeah, Behu. Yes. So when you see Professor Buya walk out, the only thing you can talk to is that, please, something. Behu. But we are transforming from that culture so that you can be able to develop, create, establish your own resources and stabilize yourself so that instead you create impactful socio-economic impacts in the society instead of just sitting somewhere waiting for someone to get you money from the rain or from heaven to come and give you no way out. So thank you very much on that. On behalf of Babi University, I don't think our VC is coming, and his engagement, he has engagement with the University Council meetings, and therefore he will not be here. He is very happy that he's here. He welcomes everyone. We had a courtesy call with the officials here and in his office, but the larger congregation. Just want to let you know our VC is with us and is very happy and is looking up towards to us optimizing this engagement so that there will be future social economic impacts to the larger society. Of course, starting from Kibabi University to Bungoma, Kenya, East Africa and Regional Africa, and the world. Thank you very much. I don't want to take a lot of your time. At this point, you have something for me before I. Okay, thank you very much. I rest my case now.
So I would like to welcome the Jennifer Maenda. Jennifer Maenda has been a very key contact for me. I think Drew, and this is something that is important for Drew and the university to know, and even the other partners who are here, including the students, that just like I met Bruce, Jennifer has been a very key contact for me at the US Embassy, and I think that I've leveraged a lot on her expertise and experience in terms of the partnerships that he has for the United States. And as I was mentioning to the university administration, that through Jennifer, we have been able to host a very high-level envoy in my university, the envoy that was in charge of space science. And through that, partnerships emerged between our universities and in terms of research. So I think I just wanted to mention that I want to thank you for the work that you have done, and supporting my work and as an academia, and also my work as a social worker. Yes. So Jennifer is the head of liaison for the higher education at the US Embassy in Nairobi, and is very, very key in building partnerships between the Kenyan universities and the US universities. You're welcome.
Good afternoon. Oh, it's good morning. I'm ahead of myself. To the county leadership, thank you. To my boss, the acting public affairs officer, representing our leadership at the mission, Dr. Drew KUGLi. I think I'm in the presence of everyone who has a PhD by association. Syracuse and the partners, good morning. Comrade Power, Comrade Viva. Viva. It's a joy and an honor to be here. I always like to be in an institution like this of higher education. I feel like I am at home. I believe that education is a great tool for growth, for inclusivity, and for connection. And that is what is bringing us here today. When Dr. Churchill was speaking and DPC was talking, it reminded me of the work that I do on a daily basis, working with young people like yourselves. And one of the things that I've come to realize for the last couple of years that I've been doing this, you must be ready. You must be born ready. That opportunity does not get you when you're not prepared, as Dr. Churchill has just mentioned. So I know that Drew is going to speak a bit more about the mission, but where I sit, my role is to ensure that I amplify academic opportunities for young people in this country. Because I believe if a society has options, then the society is confident. And if the society is confident, then it's a society that is able to take over the world. When this journey began, I believe there might have been very many people who would have jumped in, but maybe they lacked one thing. They lacked the courage and the vision that this group here has. So I congratulate you for that. And I want to tell you that I was in the US a couple of days ago, and I met with so many higher education practitioners and US institutions, including your colleagues at Syracuse. And they're very interested in coming to Kenya to see what we're doing in terms of research, innovations, and see how we can partner and grow. For the last 60 years, one of the key building stones for this country has been education. If you remember very well, the JSJ Airlift program that supported Mboya and Obama, the president of the US, to get this opportunity and come back and do something phenomenal. So then I think there's great honor for us to be able to envision what the next 6 years will be able to achieve. and through the power of education. So I'm excited to hear about what you're doing. I'm excited to work with KUGLi and other institutions to see how many partnerships we're able to bring here. So this is just a beginning and entry point, and with your permission, Daisy, hopefully we can come again and bring Syracuse and other institutions here and see how we can continue building blocks of education in our country. So thank you very much. I want to pass this over to Tracy to speak a little bit about why we are here, why startups are important. Over to you, Tracy. Thank you.
Probably should be bringing my water up here. I've been trying to fight a cold for a few weeks, so I apologize for my voice today. I wanted to greet the. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, great. The chief officers of the county here, thanks for having me. I have had an amazing experience. It's very short but it's very sweet so far, and I've loved every minute I've been here. Also wanted to acknowledge US Embassy folks. It's so nice to spend time with Drew and Jennifer and meet you and hear about all the amazing collaboration you're doing with the universities here. Thank you, Deputy Vice Chancellor and the other esteemed university faculty and staff that are here today supporting these student entrepreneurs. And distinguished judges that I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the last several hours, all of the guests, allies of these student entrepreneurs, the ecosystem partners, and our amazing student entrepreneurs. I'm so excited to have you guys here and to be here in person to experience this. And a very big thank you to Dr. Sayoki. This has been a really awesome experience for me. It's the first time in Africa, the first time in Kenya, and it took a little work to make this happen. So I wanted to say a very heartfelt thank you for having me. I was looking at the agenda and I realized I'm talking about why startups fail. How to avoid it. And then I was looking a little further down the agenda, and Phyllis, you're also talking about failure. So I want to make sure this is a positive spin on this. We're not just talking doom and gloom here. But I think it's super important to understand that when you're in a university like this that appreciates entrepreneurship and innovation, that failure is not bad. Failure is gaining wisdom. So we want to be prepared as possible, but learn from those failures. So a little bit about myself. My name is Tracy Geisler. I am the director of the Blackstone Launchpad at Syracuse University. My background is that I was a corporate finance attorney in New York City and in several Caribbean countries for most of my career. I retired and ended up somehow in innovation and entrepreneurship up in Syracuse, New York, where I am originally from, and which is also the school that I attended my undergrad. So I have been at the Blackstone Launchpad, which is, bless you, the innovation hub for all of Syracuse University. Blackstone Launchpad is part of a network of other launchpads around the United States and Ireland. And those university innovation hubs have been delivering not only business development services, but also entrepreneurship skill building services. So at the Syracuse University Launchpad, we've been in existence for 8 years. We were one of the pilot launchpads. We've served over 6,500 participants. Our entrepreneurs have created more than 210 businesses, companies, and our entrepreneurs have obtained more than $140 million in external financing. Amazing. We've had entrepreneurs on national television, in global journals. They have been with our United States president on the steps of the White House, introducing CHIPS legislation. And they've been in other publications highlighting their entrepreneurial journeys. If anyone's ever seen the TV show Shark Tank, we even had one of our Launchpad students win $1 million on Shark Tank. So what does Launchpad provide? I'll give you a quick rundown on what we're doing with our student entrepreneurs at Syracuse University, and then I'll dive into what we're going to talk about. At the Launchpad, we're providing business development and advisory services and survival skills for entrepreneurs. And that may be how to manage mental health challenges as you are a budding entrepreneur. It may also be how to overcome your introverted tendencies or lack of confidence and deliver a pitch to judges that conveys confidence and passion and maybe even allows you to win some money. We've offered workshops throughout all our semesters that cover off key areas of business development. So we may have workshops on customer discovery, legal issues, accounting and how to set up QuickBooks, intellectual property, contract negotiation, sales, marketing, and so much more. We leverage an extensive network of community partners. So we have a number of service providers in our region that are our allies. They are interested in helping student entrepreneurs and having those student entrepreneurs stick around in Syracuse as part of our academic development plan. We have students coming from all over the globe, but we would love for them to keep staying in Syracuse after they graduate and hire as many people as possible. So we have a massive network of subject matter experts in the region that will help deliver some of these workshops. We have a massive network of alumni, entrepreneurial alumni that give back to our students in the form of prize money, in the form of mentoring, in the form of one-on-one advisory. So we leverage those services and goods and funds from our alumni and from the community. The Launchpad at Syracuse University is not connected to any one college in Syracuse University. So we're not just tied to education. We're not just tied to engineering. We're not just tied to business. We are serving everyone across that campus, whether that is a visual and performing arts student that is designing fidget jewelry in her apartment, or if that's an engineering student that's designing a robotic space arm to collect rotating space debris from a service satellite. We're housed in our main library, so we consider ourselves Switzerland, and we leverage the library resources in terms of the research tools and research grants. We are super fortunate to have the generosity of many of our alumni in the form of prize money. So last year, we were able to put about $100,000 US into our student entrepreneurs' hands by way of prize awards, as well as startup expense grant funding. Our Launchpad is incredibly diverse. We have a third of our students are international. Over the years, we have served students from over 137 countries, 41 of which have been from Africa, including Kenya. So that's just a little bit about Blackstone. And I just want to say to all the student entrepreneurs here, let me recognize you for your determination, resilience, your passion, your resourcefulness. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. You have to learn how to take no for an answer many, many, many times over and keep on going and keep resilience and recognizing that you can change the world even despite the haters. I wanted to identify 3 of the largest causes for startup failure that most folks in the ecosystem would agree. I'm going to pare it down to one in particular today for the purposes of the time we have available today. But these are the 3 that I want you guys to be the most mindful of as you go forward. The first is money. Money. Lack of funding or not budgeting the money that you do have well enough so that you've created a runway that can meet several months cash burn. Failure to do that critical budgeting and to stretch that runway as long as you possibly can while you actively work on increasing that runway is incredibly important. If you do not manage that money properly, your runway is too short or your cash burn is too high, then it's likely your venture's days will be numbered. I'm not going to dig into that too much. I have put together a grant funding presentation that I'm going to share with Dr. Sioke so that he can circulate that PowerPoint for you and give you some tools in terms of how to find grants and how to write proper grant proposals to achieve the most success. The second area of startup failure is lack of market fit or market demand. We've worked throughout the spring and we've had sessions on Zoom and even yesterday on the importance of customer discovery and really doing that research to know that problem that you're solving for that avatar, that target user. Failure to understand the niche in the market that you alone are going to be able to conquer better than any other competitor out there is another a pothole that you can fall into. That is another way that you are going to increase the chance of your venture being compromised. So engaging in the customer discovery exercises, going through those links we circulated, watching those videos, honing your interview skills, really doing that customer discovery is going to give you a better sense of the market fit and the market demand that you're going to be meeting. But again, I'm not going to talk about that too much today either. I'm going to get to the third big area that causes startup failure because it's an area that not as many people talk about. This is the team. And for almost everyone I spoke with last night, I think everyone I spoke with last night, all of you have co-founders. I do believe there was one other team that isn't here any longer in the program that dissolved because of co-founder issues. But for today, this is what I'm going to talk about. The third big reason startups fail is the team. And that could be several aspects. It could be dysfunction, it could be skills gaps, it could be conflict, misaligned expectations, and resentment. So let's dig into this a little bit more. If you have a co-founder, you really need to value that relationship almost like a marriage. It's far more important than you might think. It's emotional, it's stressful, it's chaotic, it's fun. But like all new relationships, that honeymoon phase kind of goes away. And that honeymoon phase usually ends with the first influx of money. It just happens to be the way it goes. So I wanted to advise all the student entrepreneurs here that you could take a number of steps to prepare ahead of time to avoid the pothole of team dysfunction down the road. One of the important topics is your vision for the company and learning whether you and your co-founders are in sync on that. Learn what your co-founder hopes to achieve out of this startup. What are the short and long-term goals that your co-founder has? And are you in line with each other? Or are you vastly different in what your vision is for the company? If you are, you need to figure out a way to communicate effectively on the vision for the company so that you can proceed to the same goals. I think even if you do have departing visions, there's still an opportunity if you're communicating to achieve a win-win situation. Maybe one of those co-founders sticks with the venture up until a certain point of time and then gets bought out, but he's still moving forward. All right, so here are some questions I want you to think about when you're talking about this vision question with your co-founders. Why are you creating this startup? Why are you creating it with each other? What's your initial product or service offering going to be? So what does your minimum viable product look like to you? And what does it look like to your co-founder? You need to make sure that the MVP that you're aiming for is the same MVP that your co-founder is aiming for. And that one of you doesn't have extra bells and whistles that the other is unaware of. What's your strategy for growing the company? Are you going to go into different target customer lines, or are you going to go into different product lines? Are you going to go into different geographies? What's your end game? They might be extremely different. One of you may be building a business that you want to become a generational business that you can hand down to your children. One of you may want to build this and scale it up as fast as possible and then do a big exit sale to a larger company so that you can get instant money to go back and start something new. You want to make sure that you're both in sync when it comes to what that exit strategy is. What's the plan if a co-founder wants to get out? What's the plan if a co-founder needs to get out and isn't pulling their fair share? I just want you to keep in mind that if you're not shooting for the same target, then it's going to be extremely difficult to know when you've reached success. Values and philosophies, another incredibly important area that you guys need to communicate on to make sure you're in sync. I know it seems a little removed from the day-to-day activities of your startup, but incredibly important. If you're not in line, this starts with you and your co-founders, but your values and philosophies also is going to translate to your investors, to your employees, to your customers. So they're your internal beliefs, ethics, your morals that you want to have guide your company. What are those going to be? I once worked with a company. They had a autonomous drone system, a fleet of drones that had a payload that delivered bee pollen. And the three co-founders had worked on this venture. They'd been in an accelerator, $1 million accelerator. They didn't win first prize, but they did win runner-up. And they were working on this, and they were starting to gain some really amazing traction with apple growers in New York, where we were. And that traction started to, the reputation started to translate to olive growers, almond growers, and even some conifer farmers in Brazil. But they were approached by a farm that wanted to use that bee pollen payload that was spreading pollen more evenly around crops, creating a better yield. This particular offer came in, and they wanted to use that payload for pesticides. And the co-founders had never really talked about their values and what's a deal breaker for them. And one of the co-founders was adamantly against putting more pollution in the environment, adamantly. And it ended up breaking up the team. It ended up breaking up the company. They ended up financially in a very, very vulnerable position because they ended up buying out that one co-founder because their values and philosophy were not aligned. So it's an important topic that could upend your company. So make sure that if you are focused on one of these social impact problems, that you guys are aligned in what the real vision is for this, what your moral, ethical values are for this, what your end game is. Another area that needs to be discussed amongst the team are your contributions. No contribution is going to be equal to the other, but you all add value. So one of you may be working 80 hours a week like a dog on the day-to-day cold calling, business development, etc. One of your co-founders may only have 20 hours a week to give. Doesn't sound that even, doesn't sound that fair. But that 20-hour-a-week co-founder may have just landed 2 investors and just put you in a position where you have a 3-year runway to meet your monthly burn. that 20-hour week event co-founder may have just introduced the largest potential client that has agreed to do a paid pilot with you. That 20-hour week co-founder may have just found a full supply chain for you. You cannot ever try to force your contributions to be equal, but you do have to recognize that all of you need to contribute and add value and recognize that value. It's okay if it's not equal, it can never really be equal, but recognizing the value that each of you bring is important so that you don't build resentment and feel like I'm working more hours than you. Some contributions aren't even the hours. Some contributions could be a co-founder that actually has the money. Maybe your co-founder is the one funding the operation in the first 2 years. Maybe they're the one bringing the physical assets. Maybe they're the one that brought the intellectual property. And now to discuss responsibility. On each one of the teams I spoke to yesterday, I asked you, what's your area of expertise? Are you the technical guy? Are you the business folks? What is your role? What's your area of responsibility? Not all of you on the team can have equal responsibility for equal areas of your business development. I'm a retired attorney, so I'm really great with contracts and managing risks. Am I a technical guy? Not at all. So there is no reason why I should have any say on a technical decision our team is considering. I have to defer to the people on my team that I know have much greater expertise than me. So I think talking about the areas of responsibility that you are gonna take authority and accountability for, the areas that your co-founders take responsibility for. I worked with another company that was in the same accelerator in a different year, and they were the #1 $1 million winner in this case. And they had a brilliant mind at the helm. He was their CEO. He was the one that had created the intellectual property behind this intense micro engine that would drive small scale military drones. With little sound and with a lot of power, with a lot of payload. Incredibly technical aerospace engineering mind. Why he was in the role of CEO, Chief Executive Officer, I have no idea. He was a disaster in that role. He was entering into contracts that he had no business entering into for the company because he lacked the business acumen. He was a technical guy. And there was someone better suited on the team that could have taken on that role. They ended up in such a state of dysfunction that they were almost holding each other hostage. And eventually they split up and one was suing the other. But had this discussion on responsibilities been had right from the beginning, it was clear that this particular person had no business being the CEO. He was the brains and the vision behind the company, but that doesn't mean you need to be the CEO. You're not good at CEO, you're not good at business. He should have been the chief technical officer and his co-founder should have been the CEO. So that company who won $1 million had other investment now is worthless and is still in court. And friendships are completely ruined. So those are just, another area of responsibility that can be discussed ahead of time. And it kind of follows that the same thing is decision making. Your area of responsibility is your area of decision making. So if you as a team come to a standstill and can't agree whether or not we agree to take on this investor and give up 10% equity, you all need to understand which one of you has the final determining vote on that so that you can make that decision and move forward. Do not let any of these decisions come to a head at a standstill and then an opportunity is missed because you didn't act on it in time. So I would say that decision-making authority is really kind of hand in hand with the responsibility. Someone needs to have the last say on particular areas so that you can move forward and not miss opportunities. And so all of this, the key to all of this, I think, in my opinion, is communication. You need to be thoughtful in determining the best style of communication to use with your co-founders. The oldest personality type system that I could find was articulated by the Greek physician and philosopher Hippocrates. And he identified 4 temperaments, which in modern language, I've kind of summarized as the action taker kind of personality. There may be someone on your team that deals with realistic problems, is hands-on, flexible, likes verbal communication, but has a short attention span. They like adventure, quick, action. There's also the structure-oriented folks. They like detailed instructions, they like timeliness, they like scheduling, they like to aim for efficiency, they're process-oriented. You have the relationship-focused co-founders. Those are the ones that are collaborative, empathetic, inclusive. They focus on people, not problems. They prefer group learning. They need acceptance and support from their team. And then you have the 4th, the independent thinker, the intellectual. They work well with concepts, ideas, focusing on analysis and research. They are piqued by principles and logic, but challenged by problems. If you had to think about which of those 4 categories do you fit into? Are you action taker? Are you structural oriented? Are you more relational? Are you independent, intellectual? Which one are you and which one's your co-founder? Because the communication style that you use with your co-founder should not be your style that works for you. It should be their style that works for them. I had a coworker, I'm more of the action taker. Like I like verbal instruction. I think of an idea, I'm ready to do it now, put it into place immediately. Let's get some resources around this. And one of my best friends at one of my jobs years ago, she was very structure oriented. She liked taking detailed notes in her binder, in her journal. She liked to schedule meetings, schedule calls, all that. So if I came up with an idea like, we could do this for our entrepreneurs, they would love this, we need to schedule this, let's call in the Navy, Army, everybody. And if I ran in her office and said that, her head would explode. She would be like, what we would say, a deer in headlights. In order to communicate well with that coworker, when I know she's very process oriented, I would need instead to communicate my brilliant idea by emailing her and asking her, does she have a time on her calendar where we could sit down and talk and do a little brainstorming on a potential idea? It's not as quick as I would prefer, but it's the best way that I can actually communicate with her and get that collaboration rolling and get that brainstorming going and get that idea implemented. So know what your best communication style is for your coworker so that you can clearly communicate your ideas and get their feedback in the best possible, most effective manner. All right, so as we move on from the summit, I'm hoping that some of these random tips and tools you guys really embrace. If you really want to go gangbusters on this, some co-founders will put this in a co-founders agreement. Oh, well then let's do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you to prepare for the arrival of Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Bungoma County. As soon as she arrives, we'll all be upstanding and then we will get back to our seats. So better look at me and give you the right signal. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be upstanding to welcome Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Bungoma County, Makofi Mazuri. Karibu Mheshimiwa. You are pleased to welcome to the KUGLi Summit. Thank you so much. We appreciate your presence. Let's all be seated. Thank you.
Well, Deputy Governor, this has nothing to do with your presence, but I will be wrapping this up. Okay, so let me leave you with some final quick words to inspire you. I hope please set goals and do your research, do that customer discovery so you can avoid failing on that market demand, that market fit. Love your work, continue loving your work. That passion is what future investors see. Future investors don't invest in your idea. They're investing in you. Don't quit. Don't let all the naysayers bring you down. You will hear 8 no's before you get that 9th yes. So keep at it, keep knocking on doors, keep those expenses down, keep your cash burn down monthly so you can extend that runway and not run out of funding. Work with legal experts and other professionals right from the beginning, hopefully for discounted rates. Consider what your competitors are doing. So you can see what they're spending in their marketing budget and plan to outperform them. And nurture that co-founder relationship that we're talking about. Be transparent, be thorough, use considered communication styles that fit your co-founder. And remind yourself that this is worth it. You guys are out there solving some real amazing problems that are not easy. So just keep reminding yourself that you're doing an incredibly hard job and it is so worth it. Best of luck to everybody. I am excited to see your pitches today. And thanks again for having me.
Thank you very much, Tracy. We appreciate you coming from the United States and all through the flights that you have had, and we look forward to stronger collaborations with you. At this time, I would like to invite one person who has also been a very great partner in this journey. And Drew is the person I met, and when we started up this whole journey, and his amazing passion for young people has for me brought a new picture that in many ways inspires me as well. And I think that Drew has had a long history of serving in diplomacy across different nations. He has led diplomatic missions. We are great to have you to just enhance the bilateral relationship between our two nations. And it's just my hope that through these initiatives also that we could be able to enhance your role, just building those bilateral relations. So it's my honor to invite you to give your address to the congregation here. They have been really waiting to hear from you. You're welcome. Let's give it up. We can stand up again as they can.
Thank you, Dr. Salke. You're too kind. Deputy Governor, thank you for being here and for talking with us earlier today. Tracy, thank you so much for sharing your personal experience, your professional experience, and I think an American style of engagement around this exciting world, which is entrepreneurship and startups, and offers so much to us. Habari Mchana. Thank you to, I think we're now Mchana. Thank you mostly to everyone here from the youth community that's participated in this effort and initiative. Young people who are going to be leaders, already are leaders, organizations that I know are partnering in innovative ways to make a difference as part of this program. So why am I here? That's an important question to ask and to answer. And I want that to be clear for all of you, because it's really a big reason. I'm here representing the United States government. And I'm here because we understand Kenya is an exceptional and exceptionally valued partner of the United States in the world right now, and very much into the future. And I want you to know that your personal careers and your communities are key drivers for why you're going to do things. I want you to know we're your partner. And a large part of that is because you are very important to the future of this planet. Our belief is you will lead Kenya, Kenya will lead Africa, And Africa will lead the direction of the world in really dynamic ways in the coming decades that we can't foresee, but you will define. And so what I would share with you is the United States understands this, and we respect your power in that regard and the inspiration you can bring and the ideas that you're figuring out right now, maybe as part of an initiative like this. And so just to touch a little bit upon things that you may already know, but I would just emphasize that Kenya's role as a regional leader in security, as a global leader in security, is really valuable to the United States. Kenya's role as a leading democracy in Africa and globally is very valuable to the United States. Kenya's role in climate action, in understanding that we have big issues to deal with in our changing world, is very valuable to the United States. And your long-term economic growth is very important and valuable to us, and I think very important and valuable to you. And I think that's also part of what you're trying to accomplish. And in discussing with some of you, I mean, there are just incredible resources here. First and foremost, I heard from the Deputy Governor talking about the young people of Bungoma. We were in Kisumu last night hearing from young people in this region with incredible energy and ideas and networks and connections. So first resource is Kenyans, you. There's an incredible educated community here that has the power to make change and to deliver for yourselves. And I think in the process for Kenya and for Africa and for partnerships with countries like the United States. There's other things that are here. One thing I often bring up that I think is really important, 93% of your energy is produced by renewables. So a lot of us in the world talk about climate action, climate change, environmental issues. You do that, but you also bring to the table something revolutionary, which is the ability and the resources to do it a different way, to build an economy with green resources. And I share that with you in particular because maybe some of your startup ideas are built around green ideas or renewable energy. So I ask you to pursue that, and I say you're in a country wealthy in opportunities in that space. And the last thing I want to say too, you know, those are some big, very powerful foreign policy reasons that we value your partnership and your friendship. I want to say also that you inspire us. As an American myself, as a diplomat, as a friend of Kenya and our entire mission team, we work hard to build on this relationship. You inspire us, and you show us what a Kenya-driven future can look like for the next generation. So thank you for that. And I would point out the students who opened us up today with creativity, with storytelling, with a narrative about experiences. Those are the things that we want to hear from you, and I appreciate it. Okay, so then that's why I'm here. I'm gonna attempt to maybe submit some ideas of why you're here. And so one is aspiration. I think the basis of this program is that you aspire to be somebody, to build something, to work with your colleagues and your friends and your networks to achieve something. And so we respect your big goals, and we want to be a part of that where we can. We being the United States and the network of folks that we bring together. Tracy would be an example. Dr. Salke would be an example. This bridge would be an example. So Dr. Salke went on a U.S. government-funded exchange program. He linked with Syracuse, and here we are today with 130 students across this country who aren't just students, but are leaders and potentially drivers of new companies and ideas. And with all due respect to the doctor, who's an incredible guy, and I think has done exceptionally innovative things, this can happen over and over and over again, and we want it to. Okay, so that's aspiration. Inspiration. I think I told you, you inspire me, you inspire us. I'm sure also you're in this to engage with your own community, to mentor others around you. Maybe you're already the leader, frankly, in your classes, in your company, in your community, in your network of startups. And so may that inspiration continue, and can we feed and foster that and also learn from you. And then the last piece is career success. I just to say it straight. And I think young people are speaking loudly in Kenya about the things that you need, about the things that you expect, and the part you're going to play. And then that's a powerful voice, and you should use it. and building a successful career that's a great living for you, but also offers leadership opportunities, excitement, a way to give back. Those are vital things, and you need those things. And so that's a very substantive thing. It can be hard. Economics is hard. Markets can be hard. Tracy was, I think it's important. We didn't talk too much about failure because again, it's about pivoting, but it can be tough out there. And so we do wish you success, but we understand that you're also asking for more. You're asking for either resources or substantive guidance or relationships that can help deliver. So we want to keep building that together. And so with that one, I would turn to kind of my last point, which is maybe kind of what Tracy talked about, the team. We're on your team and we hope you're on ours. But basically I want to say how the United States Embassy is stepping up and plugging in, okay? Because that's important. And one piece that I'll reiterate is the exchange programs that we run. Okay, we send hundreds of young Kenyan leaders like yourselves to the United States every year in programs like Dr. Salke, and with the purpose of that generating new connections and ties. And we continue to foster that. Okay, so in Kisumu last night, we were meeting with a group of alumni. We met with the president of our new alumni association. There are 6,000 Kenyans across this country who have participated in U.S. Embassy exchange programs. That's a powerful network. These are people who were leaders before they left. They had potential before they left. They have only built on that. So we are going to them and we're saying, how do we channel the energy, the ideas, and what can happen from different communities across this country through your network? Okay, so we're asking that network to connect to you. And I would expand that. Jennifer spoke about her leadership in a very important element of embassy work, which is opening up higher education in the United States to all of you. Okay, so 4,000 Kenyans studied, more than 4,000 Kenyans studied in the United States in the last academic year. That's number 3 in Africa. That number is growing by larger percentages than in other places. That's our network too. So the embassy exchange is just one small piece of a much larger linkage to the United States, which is students moving back and forth, having experiences, and then coming back and building on that relationship. So we're very passionate about ensuring that we're out there and that your administrations and universities like this one, wonderful universities in the counties, have the information they need. So if U.S. higher education is part of that path for you, you can chase that dream and go after it. And have the information you need to do it right, to do it successfully, and also to kind of get what you need from the experience. But we also want to see institutional partnerships here. I mean, at the end of the day, what we're talking about is Kenya's success. That's happening right here. And so support for young leaders is key for us. And how do we leverage institutional partnerships to do that? We are right now working on a program that brings $500,000, I think that's 65 million shillings, of resources to build partnerships between U.S. universities and Kenyan universities around areas of tech innovation and really job creation. Okay, how do our universities work with yours in areas where they have best practices and say, we're going to build something that's effective for enhancing the tech space here that leads to economic growth and job creation? And can that be something that's really established? Can it be more than a temporary exchange? Can it be something that stands the test of time and is a long-term relationship between those institutions? So we're going to keep building that. We're looking at new exchange opportunities that hit diverse and different communities. We do work to provide funds, and if I can share, Dr. Salke, he's the recipient of a grant from our team. These are not large funds. They're pivot funds. They're trigger funds. They're mentor funds. They're funds that go to leaders who are not just about those dollars, but about the possibilities if only they have a little bit of capacity to build, and then they're off. And so we'll continue to do that. And I do also want to mention some of the really big sectoral stuff too. And we are proud as the United States government to have been engaged in Kenya. Our relationship goes back 60 years. We have invested a lot in this country. We'll continue to do that. When it comes to assistance from USAID, we work very hard to have significant engagements in health, in climate action, agriculture, food security, water security, fighting the HIV/AIDS pandemic, and supporting Kenya's leadership in all of those fields. In some cases, it's about help. In other cases, it's about partnership because Kenya is leading in East Africa or across the continent. And may we partner with you to do that. And so that big substantive connection will continue as well. But would never, that'll never replace your personal, inspirational, aspirational energy to lead your own initiatives and efforts that's going to change communities. And to make sure we do it across Kenya. So again, that's why I'm grateful that we were here in Bungoma today. My first time here absolutely won't be the last. And it's very important to us that we're coming across Kenya. Nairobi is important. It's a dynamic metropolis for your country, and it's a big country with a lot of hubs that can make things happen. So with that, I would just like to close with, again, gratitude for your willingness to partner with us, to put in the energy, with recognition for the energy you bring, the positive attitude you bring, the smiles you bring, but also recognition that it's a tough path sometimes, and you're putting a good face on it, and we get that. And so sometimes entrepreneurship is a bridge. Maybe you're not even a startup person, but that's the way that you move up to build the career you want. Maybe it's in government later. Maybe it's in a big company. Maybe it's in an international atmosphere. So we get it that you're also doing the best that you can to succeed. And then some of you have that drive from the get-go. You have this genius idea that you're just never going to give up on. So we're cognizant of that. We recognize that, and we want to support you. And then just to say that the U.S. partnership with Kenya is very real. It's very long-term. It's very substantive. And for us, it's between the peoples of our country. It's between Americans and Kenyans, many, many millions of them. We are privileged as diplomats and as government officials to play some role in that, but it's way bigger for us always than those government ties. And in fact, that's where the biggest punch lies for future development and advancement of our relationship. So with that, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing many of you, wherever you are, coming back to this community and having you visit us. Asante Erekamano Oria Manu. Thank you very much.
A mighty round of applause to Dr. Drew. You know, as Jennifer had alluded, this is an environment of PhD. So Dr. Drew, we are very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to prepare for Her Excellency, who is coming to give us a lot of her wealth of wisdom. We just came from her office, and I'm telling you, we came back spewing a lot of wisdom. And I just want us to be ready. And in that direction, allow me to bring in the Chief Officer in charge of sports, Mheshimiwa Timothy. You know, when you talk about the government and the county government, kila mtu mheshimiwa. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Timothy, karibu sana, alafu taendelea na program.
Thank you, Excellency, and all protocol observed. I'm Timothy Wanjala Wafula, in charge of County Chief Officer in charge of sports and youth. I've come with my colleagues from that office. You'll just stand and wave. I have the Director Youth and Sports. It's called David Kalamu. Then in charge of sports is Brian. Thank you so much. Excellency, I just want to appreciate the organizers of this summit, and also we are appreciating for inviting us so that we can also add our voice in this conversation that you have today. Because today, my boss is here. I don't want to say much, but I will only request the organizers that the department is planning to have a breakfast meeting where we want to create a database of all the partners in the county who are supporting our people. We have realized that we have many partners, but sometimes to document it has become a problem. So we are going to extend invitation to the organizers of this to be part of that forum so that we can have partners in sports, youth affairs, culture, mainstreaming and gender, and also in policy formulation. So this forum will be a basis for us to have a new beginning, as the Z said. When you spoke, that is when I also got this opportunity to be a chief officer representing the youths. On that note, I want to invite my colleague representative representing our CEC to invite our DG. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. The Deputy Governor, Her Excellency, the American Embassy representatives, the professor who put together this event of KUGLi this morning or this afternoon, I don't know whether it's afternoon, and the students who are driving these innovations. I had spoken, Your Excellency. I had spoken. I stood here representing our minister, CCM, Catherine, who is Carol, who was not able to be here with us today. She is having another function in Cheptais, opening medical facility that was renovated. So it is my singular privilege and opportunity to invite our Deputy Governor to come and grace the occasion. Let us all be standing as she comes to speak to us.
So, be seated. Thank you so much. I want to begin by introducing myself for the sake of our visitors, because as from Bungoma, you know me well. My name is Pastor Jennifer Batiani. Batiani Jennifer is the Deputy Governor of this great county of Bungoma, the county of Mulembe. Allow me just to read very brief speech here, then I'll say a few words, then close it from there. I want to recognize our visitors from the US Embassy, led by the Cultural Affair, Mr. Drew Gilbin, faculty members from Cyprus University and all university represented here, the Vice Chancellor of Kibabi University, Professor Siambi, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. May I take this opportunity on behalf of our governor, who happens to be my boss, His Excellency Kenneth Makelo Lusaka, to extend a very great welcome to you all to Bungoma County, and to more so Kibabi University, which is our prime institution of learning that we are greatly proud of. He asked that I send his greetings and apologies for not being able to attend, but asked that I come and ably represent him. I'm just hoping I'll be equal to the task. So karibuni sana to Bungoma. The student participants from our country, universities, I'll not mention all of them, and our host, Kibabi University. We are very excited to be here to to learn and to lend a hand of support in your initiatives. Through your institutions, the students from Cyprus University, New York, we welcome your participation and hope that you will find time to know more about the county and country, and also make a few friends. For those who came to my office, I told them this is a county of Mlembe where we love peace, we love visitors. So I'm sure we will make friends. To our international participants from the US Embassy in Kenya and Cyprus University, New York, Bungoma County, and by extension, the region, previously referred to as Western Province, is referred to as the Mlembe Nation, meaning a nation of peace. And at the onset, I will make the argument that successful entrepreneurship and innovation can only happen in an environment that fosters or guarantees peace for the citizens and the entrepreneurs and commerce players. Bungoma has proved, when you look at the history, it's a place of peace, even in the past, when other parts of the nation experienced skirmishes, as it unfortunately happened in 2008. Bungoma was an island of peace, and we are committed to ensuring it remains so. This summit could not have come at a better time for our county and country. The COVID pandemic brought distribution to the traditional way of doing business. Now digital driven economy, digital learning, and things that were unheard of in Kenya before, such as online shopping and working from home, are taking a very strong roots in our society. Therefore, job creation is not just for the government or some multinational corporations. Innovative young students, such as you and many more, out there through digital innovation, and are able to transform yourselves into not just job creators, but wealth creators to the nation and society as a whole, and becoming significant place in the business space. You have clear examples already in the likes of Bill Gates, who started Microsoft when he was still in college. The Microsoft idea was so consuming that he dropped out to focus on it. Although I'm encouraging not any one of you to drop out while in college, but to nurture your idea to completion as you complete your college education too. Michel Dell, the founder of Dell Computers, was only 19 when he founded the company. Is another good example. No, he also dropped out to run his company, but let me repeat my advice for now, just in case you have come up with a great world-changing innovation. Please do not drop out of college. Finish your degree. To foster youth digital entrepreneurship and innovation, the county government of Bungoma has plans to set up ICT hubs in every sub-county to create access to knowledge and business ideas that they can explore. We intend to work with the Kibabi and other universities in the region to pioneer this venture very successfully. This initiative is going hand in hand with the county government's partnership with the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, co-funding for the last mile project that will see most, if not all, our rural centers of learning, urban centers and townships connected to affordable, reliable electricity. I would like to encourage Kibabi University, Great Lakes Universities, and all the summit program participating institutions that as a county, we are willing and more than happy to enter into workable MOUs to pioneer and establish successful business, incubation centers to serve our youths and the small and medium enterprises in our county and the region at large. The county government is opening that door for extensive collaboration. Please pick it, run with it, and we are ready to work with you. For your information, Bungoma now hosts the Karibu Business Center that was launched in May by the CS in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Industrialization, and is the regional hub to serve the counties of Kakamega, Busia, Vihiga, and Trans Nzoia, and all matters of business registration. Finally, I would like to thank the US Embassy for this initiative and urge that the collaboration should even continue more and that we should include more exchange programs for our youths to realize this idea of innovation. We want to appreciate the Americans for, in this county, we have so many programs that are supported by the American people. So we thank you so much for the support, and we just pray that we will continue working together. To sum up, I want to share with you that as Bungoma County, we have a vision for our youths. Our vision is to empower them. We want to empower our youths because these are the central agents of change. They are the innovators. And if you use them in the right way, we will realize sustainable development. We want to do this by investing in the education. As I shared with you in my office, education is key to any nation. It is a key that unlocks everything. So it is a must for any nation or any county to give its children education. As I shared with you, as a county government, education is not really developed. We are only dealing with ECDE, early childhood development. But because these are our children, and I told you the poverty rate in this county is high, above 50. What does that tell us? Most of our households are experiencing poverty. They cannot be able to to have 3 meals in a day. Because of that, we realized as a county, we just have to come in handy and see what we can do in our own small way to help our children. We are offering scholarship, minimal scholarship, because of scarce resources. And as I told you, this is one of the areas that we are seeking partnership. We really need to help our young people to pursue their dream. These are the people we are looking up to. They are the people with all the knowledge and innovation. They are the people that will change around this county. So we really want to invest in them. Another way we want to help our youths is to ensure they get necessary skills. They get training. They get capacity building. Because at this era, we need to talk to ourselves. And we need to ensure we change our mindset. There before, we used to think it's a must for us to get a white-collar job. But nowadays, we have challenges of unemployment everywhere. So what are we going to do as young people? Are we just going to sit and continue lamenting? The answer is no. In your own small way, let us be innovation. No, let us be innovative and ensure that we do something. Bungoma is an agricultural center, county. But believe me, we have done agriculture only for food. And we are saying it is the highest time now we move away from that kind of attitude and we start doing agriculture for business. And we want to incorporate our young men and women, our university girls and boys. When I was growing up, we had a very bad mentality where we thought agriculture belongs to dirty people, people who never succeeded in life. But it is now I'm realizing there is a lot of opportunity in the agricultural sector where we need to venture into as young people. So we have done a few things as a county, and I don't want to say a lot, but just share one or two. With the vision that I've just shared with you, the county government, through the leadership of His Excellency Kenneth Makelo Lusaka, has put up a Jiri Center in this county. What do we do in a Jiri Center? We offer free trainings. We do personal branding. We help our youth to recognize and to unleash the potential that they have. In Bungoma County, we are so fortunate. We have talent in this county. But the only problem, we have not discovered that we have talent. So we really want to help each other so that you as a person can identify that which is hidden in you. Then it is your initiative to unleash it out. To do something that can change your life, change your family, and change the community. We want to help our youth, as I've said, through innovation. And in my office, I shared that we have all kind of people in this county. We have some few youth groups. During Madaraka Day celebration, they came and requested to be given a soil that was dug from the ground. And we didn't know what they wanted to go and do with that soil. But after we had given them, after a few weeks, those youths came back to the governor and told them, come and see what we have done. And for sure, they had used that soil to make bricks. The governor was so impressed to an extent that he supported every group with 100,000 just to go and expand their business. So what am I saying? As a youth, it is you to take the first step forward. So that now, as a government, as a partner, we can now hold your hand and then we walk together the journey. We have in Ajiri Center, we also do recording, where if we have talent in this county, as I've said. So if you have your songs, you go and record free of charge. As I talked about branding, as I finished, I was just sharing about the talent that we have in Bungoma. And I was sharing about Omanyala. Omanyala is an international brand at the moment. But as a county, we now want to brand Omanyala so that the world can know that Omanyala comes from Bungoma County. That will bring more friends. They would want to come and see what is going on in this county where we have champions. So I want to encourage us youths. We are not yet late. It is the right time for us, so never regret. Some of us, when we are told of these things, we regret, we say, I wish, because now our years are far much gone. So I wish I got this information when I was still young. But you are lucky that you are getting this information at the right time in your prime time. So for those few remarks, I want to wish you well as you pursue your dreams and continue coming, that we may partner and do many other things. I'm in charge of partnership, resource mobilization, and investment in this county. So you are welcome that we may have a discussion. Thank you, may God bless you.
Makofi mazito kwa mheshimiwa. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Her Excellency. We do value the partnerships that we are engaging and the affordances we have between this university and the county government. Allow me at this juncture to welcome our very dear Phyllis, who will give us brief remarks, and then we'll go into the next segment of the program. A round of applause for Phyllis as she comes. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I don't know if I'm visible with my height, and I am standing, by the way, so I cannot stand any further. So my name is Phyllis. I work for an organization called Africa Heart, and we are in the education support space. I cannot thank you enough, Your Excellency, for mentioning our issue boldly about the need we have for education support. And I am a strong advocate for education because education cannot wait. I mean, if it's your time for school, if it's your time to go for ECD, 10 years later, if you tell me to go nursery to the ECD center, it will be very difficult. So the time is now. With the little we have, the support that we can get, we'll appreciate. So I've been given like a few minutes to make my few remarks, and I would want to introduce the organization I work for and how we are partnering with this wonderful initiative. So Africa Heart was founded in the year 2000 at the wake of HIV and AIDS. So we are very strong in HIV intervention, which include education, empowerment, on livelihoods. We are also strong on educating communities. And I was telling a group I was with yesterday at that time that HIV is still here with us. I'll be doing a short presentation, maybe in the afternoon, and I will be sharing some insights that we are still in the war, okay? But our relationship with KUGLi is basically in our education program, which I oversee in heart. And I brought with me 7 youth who are in STEM in various universities. So as we amplify KUGLi, we have other universities because all our 7 students are from different universities, including Egerton, Maseno, Kibabi here, we have a student, Chuka University, and we came with them. But allow me to mention, and I normally give gifts, on 12th August was a very important day. Which day was it? I have candies, by the way. Yes, remind me your name? Sorry? Sharon, yes, Sharon. Clap for her. Yes, so we are in the spirit and in the mood. On every 12th August, we commemorate the UN International Day for the Youth. And it's such an alignment that we are here talking about the innovation, about the youth and what you guys, the solutions you have for our society. It's so timely, okay? So we can add that up to our report. The other thing I want to say is I am a social worker and a counseling psychologist. And as I was listening to the presentation that will be pitched today, and maybe my remark would be getting down to the social aspect, to the people we are preparing to meet, okay? Let us come down, let us bring these technical and these great ideas we have, and I would hear all of them say mashinani, okay? So what is there in the mashinani? You are going to meet a mother whose children are malnutrition, and you have to find a way to communicate to this community that you think you have a problem, they have a problem, but you have to come down to their level. So there is that aspect of community entry. Let's think about it very, very intentionally, because there is an aspect called donor-driven development and community-driven development. And the difference is that is the sustainability piece. One day when you're of that community, you want that initiative to go on. And the best thing is to have the community buy that vision so that they can run with it in your absence. So keep that in your mind, and that means you have to talk to the heart of the people. You have to understand what they value and what is important to them as we bring in these solutions. And that brings me to a place of a topic I'll be tackling this afternoon, to handle failure with a strong emphasis on mental health. Because there is no way you're gonna help other people if you're not okay. And we say it's okay not to be okay, all right? So we're gonna talk about that as I emphasize what our excellency, the deputy government has said, that you must graduate. Are we together? So let's keep the fire burning as we wait for the next sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. Another round of applause for Phyllis. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, allow me to bring in our DVC PPRI for a vote of thanks, and then I shall guide you on the health break. Karibu sana, Professor Joshua Abuya. Makofi, Professor Nakuya. Please, nikisema makofi, naomba makofi. Please clap, don't clap like this. Clap properly. Clap properly. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor, first, I must say that we are sorry on matters protocol. We had intentionally planned that after your speech, we have the vote of thanks, then we go for the photo session, and the presentation that the speech that was just made was supposed to come after. So you will forgive us for that. Thank you. And once again, Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor, my role here is to pass a vote of thanks. And I must appreciate, starting from the office, ably led by His Excellency, Governor, His Excellency Governor, who is leading Bungoma County, and you have come to represent his office. We are very, very happy. The governor was here about, that was on Monday. Yes, and I must say that one of the projects that I can see your passion on, the issue of the youth coming for the waste soil, the debris that were used for the construction of the Madaraka Day field, that they have been able to come and seek your support to give them so that they convert it into a useful product. I saw the governor even committed, after committing personally 100,000 when I was witnessing, he even said that he will move a next step of ensuring that the contractors around in the county will be engaged to buy from this youth, which is very good. Pass our regards and our commitment to support the governor wherever he is, that we are very happy with the work that he is doing together with your support. You have mentioned a couple of things that you have intentionally planned to establish ICT hubs in all the wards. KUGLi University, our niche program is ICT. And we currently have a collaborative framework with even the county assembly. You have mentioned you are in charge of partnerships, resource mobilization. In my office, we are also in charge of partnership, planning, research, and innovation. So we are in a position to partner together so that even as you will be putting the ICT hubs in the wards, we have very well endowed faculty in KUGLi University that can help in that partnership. You can do it together. In fact, for your information, the faculty of KUGLi in the School of Computing and Informatics being slotted for an opportunity to train 5 million citizens of Kenya on digital skills. So if you're going to do it for the whole country, why can't we collaborate and also help you realize your vision for the county? So we appreciate and we are looking forward to work with you more on a number of projects, innovations for purposes of helping the youth. Please, and we are also very happy that you have taken your busy schedule to come and grace this occasion, be with us, and this youth to see you and hear you talk matters innovation from your mouth. We thank you very much. If it's Dr. I saw Duncan here. I said that Duncan was here and left. Okay. I wanted him to help me organize very huge claps for the Deputy Governor. So it's the Deputy Governor. And for that case now, Dr. Willow, come closer. And he organized very huge, impactful, hearty claps for the High Excellency, the Deputy Governor.
Riziki Mwanyai, just come. Her Excellency, we have an expert in that area, and we would not like you to miss on the expertise of Riziki Mwanyai. Please just come and do it. Encourage her. It's not a cup of tea for everyone. Thank you so much.
Hello. Tasamehe mimi ni Mswahili. Ningewaomba msimame. Haya, makofi ya aina hii yanaitwa makofi ya chapati na kuku. Taita mara tatu. Nenda hivi. Chapati na kuku. Chapati na kuku. Chapati na kuku. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Chapati na kuku. Chapati na kuku. Chapati na kuku. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency, Deputy Governor. You have been given the blessing to eat today chapati na kuku. Hakikisha umejienjoy, ujivinjari, mali utakuwa leo. Asante sana kwako. Then also allow me to especially thank Dr. KUGLi, who is the cultural attaché, the US Embassy. Through KUGLi, we have had the connection between the US government and the Kenya government. And now we, in this summit, the KUGLi summit, are enjoying the good relationship that is existing between the US government and the Kenya government. Actually, there are a couple of things that we will explore, and I have seen your passion to ensure that we explore the existing huge network that is there in the US for purposes of building collaborations that will eventually end up into nurturing these youthful generations to be economically, socially impactful people of the society. We thank you very much for that, and we want to now tell you, you have been living in Kenya, yes? And though you have the pleasure of staying in Nairobi, you were in Kisumu yesterday. Were you beaten by the mosquitoes?
No.
No. Well, you had the mosquito kill or the repellents, huh? Or you had the strong nets. Oh, good weather. Now, we want to say, in our style of thanking you and embracing the hard environment where we are brought malaria from mosquitoes, the locals do not have the opportunity to enjoy probably the treated nets, or they buy the sprays or the mosquito repellents. So what they do towards ensuring that they don't contract mosquito is to virtually, physically kill the mosquito. And we want you to see the weight and the strength through which we kill the mosquito in the way of thanking you for gracing that. So everyone, I want now and that, assuming the mosquito is flying, coming closer to you, you prepare your hand widely, time it, and Then when it's about to reach you, you strike it hard until it is smashed to death. Just to show you how thankful we are. So please, we will do it 3 times. I will prepare you to behave as if the mosquito is flying, and I will do the sound of the flying mosquito. As it does that, when for the time for you to hit it, I will say, umeme. It's like an electric lamp, okay? So I think that's enough to show. And Kenya, we are now doing CBC kind of education, competency-based curricular education, where you do things physically, okay? So please prepare your hands. Umeme, once again, prepare your hands. Umeme, last one. Umeme, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's the time now to thank Madam Tracy, who is a faculty from the University of Syracuse. And I want to say, you are the first university that we have now getting on board through the KUGLi network that we are starting to partner with. And you are physically come here. Now that you have come here, we must say thank you. The initiative that you have made is a pointer to many more interactive, innovative benefits that we shall mutually enjoy. And as we do that, the people of this community usually talk about a KUGLi club. KUGLi club. KUGLi is one of the sub-county wards in Bungoma County, and it appears heavily endowed with some resources. So we want to say that as you have shown your indication to share with us your endowed resources from faculty, equipments, the knowledge, technology transfer. We want to give you 3 main KUGLi clubs. And here now, the KUGLi clubs are conducted, I'm not a specialist, but it is conducted in a way where you can put your hands deep, and ensure when we are clapping, you clap when, so that sound has to come. You don't put them flat, you put it deep, and then it holds, the grip comes there. So you do 3 factorial KUGLi class. Factorial means, because some of us didn't go to the mathematics class for those level of calculus. Factorial means you do the first one, you do 3 claps. Then the second level, you do 2 claps. And the final level, you do 1 clap. So there are going to be 3 factorial KUGLi claps for Madam Teresa. Let's prepare ourselves. Can we give her the first hearty clap for the KUGLi claps? We do? There we go. Yeah. Thank you. You're very good students of CBC. Thank you, Madam Tracy. And we have the national CEO KUGLi framework, Dr. Saoke. At the inception of this particular program, through Dr. Owino Olo, I actually talked to him on phone, which he couldn't remember. Dr. Saoke, we are glad that the initiative you started some time back in 2015, when you got, was it the Young Leaders Fellowship? And then you went ahead and met, was it Professor Ngo? Professor? Bruce. And that meeting that he made with Professor Bruce has now culminated into the many enjoyable benefits that we have now started enjoying. And he was just telling me, just close to my ear, that if we continue working, collaborating well, then there are more to come. And when I'm saying this, I want the people that the back, our youth to hear. There are more benefits to come. You will have opportunities to explore, courtesy of an initiative started by Dr. Saoke Churchill. Dr. Saoke Churchill, you've gone to the US and you have come. Now we are here. And now we want to thank you in our own way again through the KUGLi clubs. Now the master of KUGLi clubs is with us. I was looking for him, but I did it. Now, Dr. Duncan Wasike. He always tells me it's not Wasike. He tells me it's Dr. Duncan Wasike. Daktari, karibu unisaidie tupige makofi kwa Dr. Saoke Churchill for having started what we are enjoying now. And you can see how huge he is. It means even the kind of class we want must be as huge as he is. Welcome, Dr. Yes.
Thank you, Professor. I'm humbled when given such a description. You may not fit it, but you may fit it by force. Welcome to KUGLi, Madam Deputy Governor. Welcome to Kenya. Hakuna matata. That's why we say sisi ni watu ya mlembe. KUGLi University is domiciled in Bungoma County. And in Bungoma County, we have patented our clubs. There are two. So which one do you want?
Your very best.
Okay. It's my choice. So we have a place called KUGLi. KUGLi, I'm going to be a constituency. Small, but very. That constituency has given rights to the Speaker of the National Assembly. It's a very normal member of Parliament. And KUGLi, with us, we have our deputy governor.
If not that,
Who's one of these? They were clubs. And they named clubs Makofi ya Nyayo, Makofi ya Nini. Then we say, no, we want our own. We patented our own. And we patented KUGLi. And in KUGLi University, we have perfected that. So I want to teach you how to do them. So that as you live knowing that, yes, I learned of KUGLi clubs at KUGLi University. In Bungoma, look at me. Fellows in Bungoma, if you are concerned of this way, you have very hard to vote. You can see, I'm evidence. You know, it is said that vertically, the mambo ya Mungu, the pastor will tell you, horizontally is your personal
efforts.
So when you see us like this, personal, and we like eating corn while it's saying yesterday. Corn. Did you learn about corn?
KUGLi.
Antonio, we know where are you? KUGLi. Maduong is huge, yes, huge. Corn, Maduong. So for us, take of that. And our club,
Sio kama ile ya kanisani ya you prepare for it. This is how you prepare. We are in the CPC curriculum. I'm a teacher by profession. So you prepare your fish as if you are going to scoop for the manuong. How you make a scoop of your hand? Not like that, my brother. The scoop is normally like this. So we'll teach you, those of you who are not come from this region. You scoop, you make it look like a scoop, so that you will be scooping, okay? Say scoop. 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 Yes. So once, look at my hands. Vidole zishikane. Then we want the two hands to meet at an angle theta. At an angle theta. So that theta is determined by you. Whichever angle. But I don't want to hear. I want to hear it from the guest. That's why we patented that club. It's only unique in this great county of Congo. So let us prepare the scoop. Then we rehearse at that angle, okay? Then as they meet, I want them to meet so that they produce that sound. Right? And now we talk of factorials. You see, in mathematics, when you talk of factorial, when you say 2 factorial, it means you go 1, 2, 1. You talk of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. I'm qualified. CPC compliant. Because we are very many here. But our guests have classified them into 3. We have those from outside this region of Ngoma and Kenya, those from our leadership, and those of us that I refer to as others. So we will give 3 because I've classified into 3. We have done the rehearsal and you spoil the game, we start afresh and we make you do it here. I like giving clear instructions. Are the instructions clear?
Yes.
Let us rehearse and see. Prepare the scoop. Prepare the angle. Okay? So we want 3 factorial. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Yes. By my powers, I recommend that you be qualified first class.
Thank you. I told you it was not me. He is the specialist. So I was just doing the rehearsal. As I quickly finish, I want to take this time also to thank the Kibabi University KUGLi Committee led by Professor Julius Mayo, started right at the door, and Dr. Owino Olojas standing next to me here, and the entire committee for actually starting negotiating, and ensuring that you have brought the first KUGLi Summit in Kenya here in Kibabi University. We want to thank you very honestly for that work, and now I would wish that we give 3 hearty Nyayo claps. Nyayo claps are the ones that are associated to our His Excellency the late President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. So whenever you move or wherever, you will be given the Nyayo claps. So the Nyayo claps, you just clap 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you know that can will always outweigh me the same, but now that is the order. So there will be 3 times. Okay. Can we start? Prepare your claps. Prepare. The first level moja. Pili. Tatu. Cheer. Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Mayo, and Dr. Owen, on your entire team. And then we have various participants from the various universities, JQuat, Luke, Rongo, Kibabi University, and what that is? I think I've mentioned the 5 of them. So my pleasure that you are here and actively engaging in this team. And then we also have other partners that have come to join us, including Vango, and we have Kibabi University alumni that are with us. And I would wish also to combine the same with giving a thank you to our Vice Chancellor for allowing us the space, the time for us to host this activity here, and also contributing a little of the financial to support the level that we could do despite the obvious financial challenges that we have. So allow me to combine all these, and because now I have mentioned the segments, the teams from other universities, partners, Vango, University alumni, and VC, and those 4 allow us to do 4 hearty Nyayo claps. Prepare yourself. Moja, Pili, Tatu, Nne. Cheer up. And mimi mutanipatia 5. Mimi mutanipatia 5. 5, you will give me 5 hearty Nyayo claps. Why? Zangu, the 5 of them are not mine. It includes all the segments that are here. And since I'm the only one given the opportunity to conduct this exercise, I'm being part of that segment. And that's why I've asked for 5. Please, let us prepare ourselves and do 5 hearty claps. Moja, Pili, Tatu, Nne, Tano. Thank you very much. Well, I turn back to MC.
Makofi mazito kwake. Thank you so much, Prof. I'm sure our sugar levels are already in deficit, and I am here to make them turn into a surplus. So, this is the order in which we are going to navigate around that. We will do 2 things as soon as we are done with this. So we are going to have, number 1, a joint photo session on my right-hand side. It's your left-hand side, but for me, it's my right-hand side. So we will walk out in this order. Our teams and our students who are participating will walk out first. And I would urge about 10 of us seated on those blue seats, you carry the seats and you walk on the right hand side there. Our media team will guide you on how to arrange the seats. Once you have all moved out, then the seats are arranged, then our guests will graciously occupy the seats. That is the Occupy concept in Kenya. And then once all the seats are occupied, we'll allow the media team to do their job. Second to that, as soon as we are through with the photo session, we'll allow our teams from various universities to proceed for a blessing, the place where they usually go. Just about 10 minutes break. You'll go there, you'll have your energy, re-energized. Then as soon as you are done, you will all flow back to this place. Are we together? There are a lot of great presentations ahead of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to oversee that process by allowing our teams and our students to walk on the right-hand side. Just as I say, just walk. and 10 of you please pick 10 seats out there and follow Isabel. Isabel, you can raise your hand. Yes, just follow Isabel, that she will guide us. Thank you so much. Our guests, please be seated. Alright, kwa hivyo wale ambao wameketi ule upande na you can just follow, yes. Thank you. Wengine wanatokea kule nyuma, wengine mnaruhusiwa kutokea hapo mbele. Thank you. I'd like to see us move. I'd like to see us move. Thank you so much. As you move, you are really appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are doing well. Yes, we are doing well. Let's keep moving. All right. Could I get some feedback from Isabel?
I'm not at sports, so you're not doing command. They want to keep a man. They want to do Oh my God. Okay. Yes. You did drama. I was always
Ladies and gentlemen, there is refreshment. I want to welcome you to refreshments. Yes. You can serve at your own pleasure. I hope none of us is fasting. And if you are fasting, it's time for you to break the fast.
Very important.